Yes, people, we're here, we're live and direct, right here on the Big Bad Station with, of course, the one and only
Jenna.
That's it. Every time. And you know what? It's an honor and a blessing to have you in the studio once again. So, I feel like we need to start with the very beginning. Who is Jenna? What's your journey? Tell me your life.
Well, okay. So, well, first of all, obviously Jenna's my stage name.
Yeah.
Obviously my birth name is Zion. Obviously, biblical. My parents are very, Christian, so grew up in a Christian household. Been very conscious my whole life. You know what I mean? Where did the music start? Well,
yeah.
Funny enough, I've always been around music. I've always been I was dancing before I could walk, probably.
Nice.
Playing instruments from young. My mum was in a steel pan band. She used to sing as well. So obviously, my dad playing reggae in the house all the time, 24/7 on the way to school. So I just grew up around that good vibe, that positive energy. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
I think when I went to uni, so I was studying architecture at uni. In my second year, where I was in my dorm, I had a friendship group that were all doing type of music. So someone was an artist that was signed to a label in London.
Nice.
One of them was, we all just sat in creative, it was all just vibing, just having fun and that.
Yeah.
And it started growing a little bit. People were like, yo, cold. I was just I never before in my life thought I'd do music as a rapper, singer or anything. So I just kept doing it, and then it came to a point during lockdown where all my classes were online, it weren't really working. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna take a brave step and suspend my year at uni and then just focus on music and just go at that, have a go, see where that takes me. And by the September, when I would have been going back to uni, I'd have been offered a management deal for my label.
Yeah.
So they were running to sign me, and then after that going on to a record deal. So I was okay, I didn't take it, but I don't think it was the right time for me at that point. I'm still in contact with the people, they're good people, all blessed. It's just, it just weren't the right time for me, but it was enough for me to know that, okay, let me try this music thing, let me go down. So I just kept working. I think the following year, which was 2022, I joined Coventry's Fire of the Youth the first year, that competition, and thanks to the Most High, I won.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Big up Stacey as well, you know what I mean, for real on that one. Give him an opportunity, and then from there I got my first music video shot, released my first single in the summer, and from there my career just started to flow. I started experimenting, trying new styles, but yeah, that's where it kind of really started for me,
Okay.
Yeah.
And how are you finding it?
Good, challenging,
interesting,
eye-opening, especially the business aspect of things, this about past 365 days, I'd say it's been really okay, I've got there's been things that I've made mistakes, there's been things that I've made seen as a learning curve, there's been blessings, there's been wins, there's been losses, it's been a journey in itself, so it's been good, but still pushing, still on a mission, still more to do, ready for more.
Okay. So that time when you kind of took the year out, are you going back to uni?
No.
I have to ask.
No, do you know what it is? Big up everyone that goes uni and that, but I feel for me, I've found that self-education has got me a lot further.
Yeah.
Plus I don't want the debt. Do you know what I mean? But for the things that I need to know in life that's gonna actually benefit me in terms of starting a family, building myself a foundation that I can actually provide for people, and actually complete my mission that I want to do, because in this life everything costs, doesn't it? So
That's it.
to be able to do that, there's certain ways that you're not really taught within the educational system. So I don't think that's for me. So I won't be going back.
I hear that. But you know what, I have to say, hats off to you, because sometimes people don't really come out of their comfort zone. And that must have took quite a big step. And how did your family take to it? Were they yo?
Yeah, I can't. My mum and dad were very supportive. They understood where I was at that point in life, what what was going to make sense, like, more for me in the future is going to benefit me over a long period of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, big up to the family, man.
Every time, big up. So, you know, we're on that journey now of music.
Yeah.
But what does music mean to you? What is it all about?
Honestly, music to me is a gift that should be used to raise people's positivity and consciousness, do you know what I mean? And ultimately to praise the Most High.
Yeah.
And I think it should be used as a tool to educate and provide people with a sense of, I understand that, I'm going through that. Okay, this is how you overcome that one. Do you know what I mean? You know, there's like, obviously you've got different styles of music, different genres, all for different reasons and tastes, you know, to make people feel like this, to people feel like that, but, and everyone speaks their own truths, but ultimately, for me, I feel like, there has to be somewhat of, what do people get out of that? How do they feel? Do they feel uplifted, or is it making them feel a certain way that's potentially negative?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because that's what drew me to you, if I'm honest, was that you were conscious. And I could tell by your lyrics and how you kind of stepped and moved, you know, you can tell. And I wanted to know what drew you to that path. Because to be fair, you could have went a different way if you really wanted to.
100%. I think it's just my strong rootedness in my faith in scripture, you know, believing in Elohim, you know what I mean? Just, man, trust me, like, having that as like a foundation, it's kept me back. There was times where like I was going different ways, like we all fall short. Do you know what I mean? But I think having that just kept me from going too far. And I think, especially like I'm saying, like my self-education, growing in that, with more reading, the more I'm doing, the more life choices I'm making, decisions I'm taking to better myself, my health, and my well-being.
Yeah.
It's all been one route, really. Like,
Clear
you know,
path.
like with bumps on the way, and a couple of twists and turns, a couple of steps backwards, but you know, I'm trying, innit?
I hear that. And earlier you mentioned about your faith. You mentioned Christianity. So how do you describe your faith, spirituality, religion, however you want to describe it?
So I won't say I'm religious. I don't really want to conform to a group necessarily. Like me, I would like to say I'm a Torah observing believer in Yeshua, the Son of the Most High Yahweh, innit? And you know, try my best to walk in His statutes and the way of life He told us to walk, and you know, the things that He told us to stand by, the best I can. Do you know what I mean? There's still things that I know I need to work on, but yeah, that's my faith. I've come, like, I'd say, like, obviously growing up as a Christian in a Christian household, you know, I just, one reason why I wouldn't associate myself as Christian is because I feel like there's a connotation where you can say you're a Christian or you're this or you're that. You're not really taking that walk. There's no really differentiation from the rest of the crowd. And obviously scripture says you need to be set apart. Do you know what I mean? And to be set apart, you've got to be acting a way that's separate. And you know, that's what I'm trying to go down that path, and you know, hopefully guide people as well in that way as well.
Well, they do say many are called, few are chosen, you know?
100%.
So, let's speak of school now. What was you like in school? Tell
give you the truth, or give you the
truth. Come on.
Yo, normal, isn't it? Like, I'd say it was like, I mean, I was fairly intelligent within the educational system, wise, you know. Sporty, bit of a joker, but like, not like nothing over extraordinary. Like, just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Was able, you know what I mean? Had moments where I was potentially like distracted and but I see it as this normal kid, and I feel like if I was in school in today's day and age, I'd probably be labelled as like a bad kid. I feel like teachers are a bit soft and all. Like you can't really, they just, any type of something that they're not really bothered with, they'll probably just, I can't bother to get out. So, but yeah, I was just normal, innit? I was just normal, man.
I mean, the reason why I asked you that, let me tell you why I asked you that, is because when it comes to school, for me, I don't think it really gives an education.
No.
It's kind of just in and out sort of thing, or a babysitting service now.
Okay.
Rather than education, as in, especially when it comes to our education, in regards to our history, who we are, identity, all those things. And me, I struggled with that because there was all the time slavery. I'm sure you've heard it. And it used to really
the same three names got popped up, innit? Yeah,
it used to tick my buttons, if I'm honest. And, you know, wearing red, gold and green, walking into school wasn't really looked great to people. And I wanted to know how you dealt with that. Or did you not really recognise it then?
No, I was always aware, but it was a kind of a thing with like, when you're a kid growing up, like, it's kind of like, obviously my dad and my mum educated me on certain things that I already knew. So when I'm like, why are we not learning about this? Obviously, a couple of occasions I would have said, teachers probably would have just pushed off the occasion, but I'm a kid, so I'm not going to be like, so I mean, like, keep going, keep praying at the question, but I think, obviously, I went to G3nna, so obviously it's predominantly ethnic school.
Yeah.
So content was taught, but obviously, I don't think, once obviously, like I'm saying, obviously after my own self-education and figured out certain things about my roots, my heritage, what our people, you know what I mean, the black, where we came from all across the world, where we spread to, you know what I mean, what we were doing before, do you know what I mean, that we don't get credit for, and it's kind of erased from the history books, do you know what I mean, like, that's never going to be taught in the educational system, so it's a kind of, obviously, back then I didn't know, obviously, so growing up and then obviously over time coming into more information, more study, I come to realise, okay, it's a bit of a catch-22 here, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, if that kind of answers your question, I don't really know if I doubt like how I would have dealt with it necessarily, because I don't know if it was like a raised issue for man, obviously. But knowing that it's annoying that, why is it always just slavery? That was annoying, and that, but as a kid, they weren't like, oh, what am I going to do about this? It wasn't really a thing like that, or who did I go to about this? Like, it was probably ranting to my mum and dad at home, and they'll be like, oh, what it is,
we're
man.
used to that kind of thing. So let's talk about, so you left school, you left uni, and then there was that moment where you kind of stepped out onto the stage. What was that like? What was that feeling like?
What, first time ever on stage performing?
Yeah.
It was at a fire camp event, so shout out fire camp. But
Every time.
Do you know what, it weren't like, for me, like, I'm a performer, so I've always been performing, I've done acting, passing the school, I've done dancing, performed, so I've always been not shy of a crowd, and like, ready for the occasion kind of thing. It was interesting, obviously, because it was a new thing for me, rapping, but yeah, it was exciting, it was good because I got a nice crowd reaction, but it was also like, okay, even though I can perform, there's certain things that I know, okay, I don't like that. Like, when I always analyse my footage after I perform, like, how did it sound, how was my movement, what was I doing, my eyes closed and it open, like, who am I looking at? So yeah, I definitely took a lot of, like, okay, gotta change all of that.
That's good like though, that's good. Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it, I can't lie.
Nice. And if there was one thing you would change at that time, what was it?
Probably the content.
Okay. In what respect? Like, it was bad, it was good, it was...
how I started out, I've always wanted to, like, I never wanted to have, sorry, I'm spazzing out here. I never wanted to speak on certain topics, like what you hear in most songs that's on the radio and what's popular in today's music, you know, like relationships, whether it's intercourse, drugs, money, violence. I didn't want to really swear in my music as well, but I wanted to come within that style frame, but just with a different content. But to do that, I still had to kind of have a big ego within it. So, for example, like, I really came from like a grime background, like rap or old school, and it's kind of I'm the best. You can't touch me. And it's like it's all self-centered. So looking back, I probably wouldn't be trying to be really trying to talk about I really talk about we as a people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what's more important. Obviously, you know what I mean. I'm only starting out, so
So why Jenna? Why that name?
I
I can imagine why, but why?
I remember the day I was in my com.
Yeah.
It was all in my boy's room. It was just finished recording a song, and we were trying to figure out, I didn't really have a name, and I wanted to just use my name, like Zion, because I like my name and I feel like it's powerful. But I feel like there's too many Zions already within the industry that I fairly got their name established.
Yeah.
And I couldn't bother to try and chase and no, but look at me. Couldn't bother to do that, so I thought, okay. Plus, also, it allows me to necessarily keep certain things in my life private.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I have that's for the business. It's the, do you know what I mean? It's the image, but really and truly, that I'm still Zion all the way through and through. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like I lost my train of thought. What was the reload the question?
Why Jenna?
Oh yeah, so Jenna, yes, I'm in my com and we're just saying names I don't know what name could be, could it be this, could it be that? My nickname used to be my nicknames used to be ZK.
Okay.
So it was that's just a nickname people call me. It weren't really flowing, and I feel like it was too drill affiliated as well. So I was like, okay. So we didn't really know, and then it was just I think one of my boys came in the room and was like, yo, my Jenna. And honestly, that's just okay, calm, cool. Could be general could be a general, but to say it the way that's more yo, my Jenna. And then I thought, okay, but if I'm gonna have the name, I want it to have a nice connotation. Yeah. So greatness, excellence, and numerous achievements is what that it stands for, isn't it? Yeah. But the E is switched to a 3.
Why that?
Just trying to be funny.
I thought it had a deep meaning.
Nah, the three, it stands out, don't it? It's just oh, there's a 3 in the name, and then just for obviously a couple of years back now, but I just feel also it's just a nice spin on the E, just to make it just more for the front image side of things. But yeah. I thought also Jenna, if it had the E as well, the name would just sound too like a name. Yeah. Whereas with the 3, it allows it to be more like a stage name. Do you know what I mean?
I hear that 100%. And it's interesting you say that, because I was watching an interview with Junior Gong.
Yeah.
And he was saying Junior Gong is kind of like the superhero name. So when he comes on stage, it's his alter ego, it's his super. Yeah. And then when he comes off, he's just Damien.
I see him.
And I wondered if that works for you.
No. So me, I'm still Zion on stage. It's just the performance name. I said me, I don't change. I stay the same in all situations. Obviously, my mood changes maybe if I'm hungry.
Nerves?
Nah, not really. I get more nervous for other people.
Oh, okay.
For myself, for some stage, I'll get nervous for certain things, but if it's for music and not necessarily. Okay. Maybe there was, I think actually, to be fair, there was one time I was meeting a producer in London. Okay. And was recording. I was recording with G3nna. Yeah. Shout out to T. It was kind of okay, come on, I just wanna obviously you gotta impress in it. So it's okay, how am I gonna come? How am I gonna show? But maybe whether that's nerves or just whether me it's just getting ready for the occasion, psyching myself up. But yeah, a little bit. I'm human in it, but I wouldn't say I really get nerves now. I'm quite cool.
And collective.
Yeah.
I hear that. So you said about producers, you said about artists and things like that. So when it comes to that now, how do you decide? Okay, I want to work with them.
By their content and how they live their life. So, not trying to I'm judging everyone looking around you don't do this, you don't do that. But just how are you a general nice person? When if I ask 4 people that have worked with you in the past, what would they say about you? Yeah. Type of energy, and then the content, especially if you're a really good artist, but what you're talking about doesn't align with what I'm trying to speak on. It don't make sense for me to collaborate with you. Yeah. Maybe not now, maybe in the future if that decides to change. Yeah. But with G3nna, I've done a joint tape, obviously, Lots Keys and Coast. Big up now, it's out now, all platforms.
Every time.
And me and T are 2, he's my best friend in it from year 7, but we're 2 also artists on our own journeys, but on the same the same path
Yeah.
and on the same, you know, mindset to create change and build a community and a unity in the world realistically.
Okay.
And this what this take is. So me collaborating with him is kind of that staple piece, and going forward collaborations will be in line with people like G3nna who are creating the same type of content
100.
on the same mission.
Because Coventry has so much talent, like through across every board possible.
No, for real.
But we're not really on the map.
No.
Truly. Why do you think that is? Is it because we're not looked at, or what do you reckon?
I think there's lack of a foundation here. There's lack of an infrastructure.
Yeah.
I think there's people, you know, that have the capabilities of putting something in place to, you know, whether that's a hub, whether that's a place where creatives can actually thrive and actually network and connect with each other on a constant basis. Like in London, there's events every week, doing this, doing that. Do you know what I mean? We don't have that in Cov. And we've got the spaces.
Yeah.
It's just nothing's happening. And people in Cov have to go outside to go and make their name and go and venture and go to that. And when you do that, that person may make their name, but they've now made their name in other areas because they've not been able to do that in their hometown and actually grow that originally. So I think that's what us as the creatives may have to step up and do. Okay. And within the city, we've got to kind of take the bull by the horns and go for it ourselves. It's like no one kind of wants to give that kind of hand in help. Then we have to like do that ourselves and help each other up. Do you know what I mean? Along the way, and not trying. And I feel like there's a little bit of a kind of atmosphere of people in this industry. They want to do stuff, but ultimately in the back of their mind, it's for their own agenda. Yeah. I think if we actually, do you know what, we're in this as a collective to try and come to a greater cause. It will go much further for everyone. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And rather than the crabs in the bucket mindset of putting everyone down when they get to the top. Yeah,
I hear that 100%. So let's talk about Fire Camp. Because I feel like I'm hearing that name every so often now. And it's nice to see, especially when usually I hear, especially our own people, black people, I'm not going to that event. I'm not going to this, or I'm too old for that now. You know, and it's quite nice to see a group building something. Yeah. So what is Fire Camp?
Whoa. Fire Camp is a corporation built by Ruben Cottrell. They got Ruben and his sister and dad together to potentially like build an industry where they can give outsource consulting for events. They put on events themselves. Yeah. They provide an opportunity for the next generation and aspiring creatives to be free and express themselves on a platform that potentially is going to push them in a career. For example, like we're saying, the lack of opportunity in Coventry, Fire Camp are providing that, providing networks with places all across the UK, whether that's London, Birmingham, Brighton, Manchester, you know, providing them opportunities and them networks that people really need. Amongst many other things, I can't like, if he was here, then obviously we could talk about that. But yeah, big up Ruben, man, he's doing a lot for the city. Yeah, man.
What do you mean if he was here? He's just there, innit? Come on.
Well, I mean, if he wants to jump in the interview, innit? I was stressing because I'm trying to say it, and he's there, I'm trying, what do I say? Like, how would I pitch it? It's not my company, innit, to pitch.
Come in.
You gotta come over here, lad.
So, of course, we're just speaking about you. Fire Camp. Tell us. On the spot.
Don't make me look like a bad guy, man.
No, man, similar to what Jenna said, it is a platform. It is a platform for the people. And it is a platform to continue pushing that message. Like, Jenna is a perfect example. Like, we set up, I think within about a year and a half, I come across both Jenna and T's works, and I was like, wow, like, being in the city, having to go through, meet all these people, like, deciphering who is really on this mission.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because like you said earlier, many are called, few are chosen, sort of thing. And I think within the city, especially with the problems that we face as a city, it's important that we are waving the flag with the colours of those artists that are giving the message, so to say. So yeah, man, we're really looking at events. When you look at Fire Camp, you're looking at events, you're looking at a message more than anything, and you're looking at an unruly movement that is going to move. It's going to keep on moving, and like Jenna said, like Birmingham to London to UK, in UK, but it's actually a worldwide work, so it's about people, to give me four corners.
So I don't want you to make Jenna cry, but what's it like working with him?
Jenna, I'm telling you, see this artist, some artists you work with, and there's sometimes more work you have to do with the artist rather than with the music, so to say. With Jenna, it's the opposite. His head's screwed on. He wants to work with the music, so I feel like it really helps you advance and cool, like we're already on the battlefield, do you get me? What are the tactics rather than have you got it ready? So yeah, man, like having had the opportunity to assist on the tape, working behind the scenes, helping make things happen, it was a pleasure, and it was for all of us working on our first tape. It felt like such a professional level because everyone's head was in the game, sort of thing. And yeah, to be honest, if you want to see the product of what a Fire Camp Jenna collaboration looks like, we've got something very special coming, which I'll let Jenna explain shortly.
Yeah. Do you want to explain it now or later?
Well, it's up to you. What have you got?
Drop it.
So, okay, so everyone in your calendars, keep the 26th of September open. 7 p.m. till about 11 o'clock at the Albany Theatre. We're going to be having a live theatrical show like no ever seen before in the world. We're going to have a lot of special treats within the show. It's going to be an interactive show, so we're going to encourage people to be shouting, standing up, filming, screaming, whatever they want to do, dance. So it's not your normal theatre show, you know, your pantomime's behind you. You know what I mean? It's not a normal show. You go and watch someone perform like your artist at the O2 Academy. You know what I mean? It's something entirely different that's going to leave people when they walk out that door. They're going to be thinking something, okay, do you know what I mean? And hopefully we start bringing, we start inspiring the youth. We start building that more of a community. We start this mission together. Do you know what I mean? Because
we need it.
We need that. we need that for real. But yeah, 26th of September. Lots, Keys and Coast. Tickets will be out soon. So be looking around the city. Be looking on your Instagram and your socials. You'll be seeing it everywhere. You know what I mean? I'm not going to shut up about it. So yeah, again, finally, 26th of September. And yo, everyone listening, why have you not even put Lots, Keys and Coast in your Spotify playlist yet? Go and get that, yeah? Lots, Keys and Coast.
Every time. And you know, before you go, how can people get involved in Fire Camp? If they're artists and they want to join, or how does it work?
Yeah, man, so when we're on the road, we're always getting lots of youth, lots of elders, all ages coming up. Yo, how can I get involved? How can I get on the show? I think it's really important to actually tap into the works. Music is a thing where before anything you have to listen. You have to listen. Same as art. Art can paint many pictures, but there's always what it was painted with. If you get what I'm saying. And it's important that you study the works and see what this message is, because from an artist comes correct in the inbox with do you give me the MP3s and etc. We're working. You know what I'm saying? And things like coming to the shows, coming to Carnival coming up on Saturday.
That's it.
You can really get a vibe for that. But also, it's not just a that thing, because everyone's at different
levels,
parts of their journey, so to say. And from when you have knowledge, it's good to share. Do you know what I mean? So whether you're just getting started out, whether you've been in this game for a while, we can always learn from one another.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, Fire Camp, just like Jenna with the 3, we've got FYAHKAMP. You can search it up. But yeah, man, not gonna get crashed into you any longer, but love for everyone.
Every time.
Yeah?
Bless up, bless. Back to you. Energy every time. So let's speak about that project. Say it to the people one more time.
So 26th of September, in your diaries, yeah, theatrical show at the Albany Theatre, Locks, Keys and Coasts. It's not something to be missed.
That's it. So when I hear that name, yeah, Locks and Keys, it's like, yo, what are they locking? What are the keys? So how did you guys come up with that name? Why that name? What's going on?
Okay, there'll be, if you asked all 3 of us, you might get 3 different variations.
Oh gosh.
But that's for the purpose.
Yeah.
In the essence that there's many layers within the tape. There's many topics we talk about. There's many things that we go upon and dive into. Whether that's just on the surface or some things we went in a bit deeper and kind of address the roots.
Yeah.
That things that people ain't talking about in society today.
Yeah.
The locks, for me, can represent, you know, the bondage and the system that we're trapped under.
I hear that.
You know, and have been trapped
Yeah.
under. The keys are the answers to the lock.
Yeah.
And the coasts is everywhere has a coast.
Yeah.
Everywhere can be connected. So you've got to see them locks and initially, first of all, and address them locks.
Yeah.
Find them keys and then take that to the coasts to help to get it.
100.
So that's one variation. Another variation could be the fact that I've got locks. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, very different things. Like, you can say it many different ways, but yeah, ultimately, like, that's the message of the tape. And trying to inspire people to come together and fight this and come against it and kind of be rebels and stand against, do you know what I mean? This system. And, you know, whether that's, you know, generational curses and bondage, whether that's today's modern slavery that's happening, whether there's, you know, certain topics that are hidden on news, but I try and speak about, and so there's many other artists trying to speak about in their music to try and, you know, get that heard. Yeah,
I hear that. So as an artist, how would you sum up yourself? Because it seems like you're in every pocket.
That's a good question. I'd probably say I'm an artist that's very strong-willed, and when I want something done, I'm gonna do everything in my power to get that done, underneath the Most High's will, that's to be so. But yeah, determined, very, very brave and courageous. Do you know what I mean? But I'm a very observant artist as well.
Yeah.
I read the game, study what's happening, study myself, like I was saying before, like making sure that how can I change that and perfect that, and you know what I mean, improve and keep going and going, because you're never gonna be at a point where I don't need to do anymore. Like chill, like gotta keep pushing. But yeah, I feel like ultimately my goal is, like I'm saying, just to get that message out. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I would say so. I think as well, sometimes I feel in your voice there's a vulnerability to you as well.
In what way?
Just, I can hear the passion, and I feel like you want change. And that's what, like I said, it drew me to you out of many different rappers at the showcase that I've seen you at. It was like, whoa, I can feel that kind of, there was like a uncertainty as well. And I was like, yo, it made me kind of want to listen more, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like being vulnerable is good.
Yeah.
Especially the topics that we speak on and talk about. Obviously, some people might not agree with you. Some people will agree with you.
Oh,
So, you know.
I know. I'm on fire alone.
Yeah, and people haven't opened their mind yet to what you might say.
No.
So are you ready for that?
At the end of the day, you know, and this is what scripture tells you, innit? When you're set apart, it says people will hate you, whether, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? They didn't like the Messiah.
That's it.
What did he do wrong to get it? So, I know I'm expecting that.
Okay.
But how I deal with that is what I try and, you know, make sure that I'm coming correct. Because if I deal with it correctly and show them that, let's go when you're ready. Because I know, like, not everyone's got ears to hear and eyes to see.
That's it.
So people have to give in different timing. Like, I come into certain information at a certain age. Someone, it might take 10 more years. Someone came into it 2 years before me. To get it, everyone's different. So it's just being mindful of that. So I ain't trying to like shove it down people's throat. But I'm not afraid to talk about things that maybe people are afraid to talk about.
Yeah.
Because I stand on my word.
I hear that. 100%. And your song Stomp, jeez.
Thank you.
Marching, jeez. But what I need you to do is tell the people how they can find you, how they can promote you, how they can book you, all these great things. So,
find me on Instagram and most social medias at G3nna Officials. That's G3nna Official. My social, my Spotify is G3nna, so it's just G3nna. So you can find me on there. All my Instagram, all my emails and details that you need to get are on my Instagram bio, on my link tree, so you can find me and contact me via DM, and then you can go from there for bookings. But yeah, that's where you find me at, people. So
okay, and you know what I'm gonna do shortly is ask you to either sing something, say something. I feel like I've got some instrumentals that you sent me before. Maybe we'll do a little something if you're ready for that.
See you. Yeah, well, I've got play some tracks in it, like one of my tracks off the tape. I'd like to play that. Would be nice. I could play that. Yeah, I'll be honest, my voice is not the best for singing right now. I'm a bit like.
You hear that, people? You hear that, people?
I said no, I promise.
Okay.
It is a bit croaky, but yeah.
Yeah.
Could play some tracks. That
definitely. So tell people as well any events you've got coming up.
Yeah, so Caribbean Fever this Saturday coming, 20th of July. Make sure you're there at the Memorial Park. Starts at 11.
For you it is. For me it starts early, people. Early.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
12 o'clock link up. That's on the 20th of July. For all you footballers out there, no matter what age, 18 to even if you're 50 and you want to come and earn up to 150 quid, get yourself down to Dane Green on the 27th of July, having a football tournament. 6-a-side, so make sure you bring your boots, your shin pads, your straps already. It's going to be a cracking time.
Okay.
And again, like I said, 26th of September, Lots Keys and Coast Theatre Show. And if I get any of the bookings in that time, then yeah. But as of now, I'm free.
Okay. And before we kind of end at the minute, what would you like to say to the people who supported you, just got to know you, young people that want to get into this industry as well, and kind of just some final thoughts?
Yeah, man. Big up everyone from my journey in this music thing. You know, that's helped me, put me in places, directed me, gave me support. Like I said, my mom and dad, my family, whether that's Fire Camp Corporation, Stacey, COV, Creative Book Divisions, whether that's PYF, giving me some opportunities as well. Godiva, you know what I mean? Big up Sisters and Dub, you know what I'm saying? For real, man, definitely a massive opportunity that I'll never forget. Everyone, like all the people that say that they've been listening to the tape and they've given me good feedback. Big up yourselves, big up everyone that's been following me for the last few years. All the kids that are like, I've been playing your song. All the kids that I used to teach in school and that. Big up everyone, man. And for people that are trying to come into this industry, I think know what are you coming in for. Are you coming in this music industry to find fame? Maybe it's the money, maybe it's the status. Are you coming in to talk your message? What's your reasoning? what's your story? People need to know your story. And make sure you stay true to yourself and don't try and, you know, go on anyone else's style or find your pattern. Like, it took me like nearly 2 years to find, okay, calm, this is the route I'm going down, and I'm still growing in that style. Do you know what I mean? You're ever growing, because anything that's not growing is dead.
That's it.
So, you know, be mindful of that, stay true to yourself. And ultimately, like I'm saying, I think that, like I'm saying, music should be about directing and giving people a message and something to take away from. So if you're coming into the music, make sure you've got that in mind as well. Do you know what I mean? I think, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. You know what, Jenna, it's been a blessing. I can't wait to hear a track, or if you're I'm gonna try and get him to sing a little something, people. Stomp is fire, marching is fire. I'm not gonna ignore that. I want to hear some of the new stuff as well. And yeah, showcase you.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yo, so this is Our Kingdom. It's the outro to our tape, Lots, Keys and Coast. So yeah, man, hope you like it, man. This is probably like one of the most powerful songs on the tape.
Break down the wall, break down the chains. They try to take us, take with faith. We just want freedom. Borders can see they guide and they lead. And it's like a casualty. Up in this kingdom, up in this empire. We won't worry about it. They don't see our bravery. We seek a future that's for the light. This is my appearance, here for a mission bravely. They clocking eyes, I see the fake smiles. It's crazy, I know I got a brush by the hate. See that this all again, we gotta stand no distracting me. We have a reason, don't disbelieve, cause they brushed us. Brothers in the field, grind every evening. Washed up, real hustle the deep in, fight and surviving. Mothers running deep and deserves to be shining. And get to where I see danger. Still these rules, them are cross, so we are free forward. How many years of fighting these systems that keep on nine chains going to people? Then actions that we took and keep taking. See them might try and bring we down, but we fight as one. Enemy if we run, understanding strong, so we break down the wall, break down the chains. They try to take us, take with faith. We just want freedom. Borders can see they guide and they lead. And it's like a casualty. Up in this kingdom, up in this empire. We won't worry about it. They don't see our bravery. We seek a future that's for the light. Brick by brick, piece by piece. I'm here telling you reality. We may feel scarred and defeated, but I realize that now is where we stand and stay strong. Not tomorrow, today, now.
Now is the hour. Now standing as witnesses and soldiers, showing a message where its origins are firm and deep rooted, where its blossoms and fruits can be shared in abundance. In a time where generational curses and bondage combat those in the pursuit for physical and mental freedom, now we extend our beacon.
Break down the wall, break down the chains. They try to take us, take with faith. We just want freedom. Borders can see they guide and they lead. And it's like a casualty. Up in this kingdom, up in this empire. We won't worry about it. They don't see our bravery. We seek a future that's for the light.
Yeah, man. So that's Our Kingdom from Lots, Keys and Coast. It's the outro. So make sure you go check the rest of them out, man. For real.